What about the healing? What up? What up? What up? To my day ones, my day twos, and my new news. That's my new little intro for both of my channels. My new news. If you're here for the first time, welcome. I'm honored and thank you. And thank you for all of you who like, share, subscribe, if you haven't. And thank you for your support. Thank you for clicking on all my videos, my shorts, my mini memes, my community board posts. Thank you for all your support. I really appreciate it. Each and everything that you do for this channel helps. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let's get into it. All right, so channel message, doing things a little different. So this is titled, You're Not Being Broken, or you're not being broken, you're being built. So to go even further, because where this is going, I'm tapping into the collective who went through a relationship, not just any relationship. This was a relationship that changed the dynamics of your life. You went through this relationship, but through that relationship, you felt like your world was going to come to the end. Everything was predicated on this person and on this relationship. Everything you were, everything you thought about yourself was tapped in and wrapped around this relationship. So at the interim, this relationship broke you, but it was never meant to break you. So I'm talking to that aspect of the collective, because God is wanting you to change the way you view this relationship, because this particular relationship really took you down a dark path, took you in a dark place, and it took you a long time to recover from this relationship. It took you a long time to heal. It took you a long time to get back to you, your right mind, loving you, seeing you in a positive light outside of this relationship. But God still is wanting you to view the relationship in the right way. See, because the way you view the relationship is that this person, which on the other hand here, this person was a player. They did not tell you the truth. They was very deceptive. They was a user. They used you, manipulated you, was a trickster, and their intent was to hurt you. Their intent was to hurt and harm you, because it was something, they saw your light. They saw what your potential, they saw your potential, and it irritated them. They wanted to stop it. They wanted to block your potential, because they could never see themselves as being able to go along with you or to be with you, or they could not see how they could utilize you if you were to go further, or if you were to go on the road of your potential. They just could not see how it would work out to benefit them in the long run. It would benefit you, but it wouldn't benefit them. And so they undermined, they used, they manipulated, they tried everything they could to stop you from your potential. But God is saying that in the interim, God's saying that he see all, he know all into the relationship, all into what happened. But God is wanting you to see the relationship right. God says you are anointed. You are appointed. You have reached your potential. Just your potential. You have reached that. You have actually went beyond your potential, and you're actually doing on the road of transforming into another level. You're doing great things, but God is saying that you still don't look at this particular relationship the way you should. God is not saying that you should, look at it as rose petals. It was for you to be illusioned. No. This relationship paved the way for you to be able to be and to be able to soar into greatness. See, where you potentially could have gone, you have exceeded that. And you have exceeded that because of the way you built. You were broken. And the way you built, brick by brick, like I like to say brick by brick. Because brick by brick, that's long, that's tedious. That's that notion that it don't take all that. That's meticulous. I mean, it's just every little thing. So you did that because in you, this relationship took you to such a low place in a low valley that it wakened up a warrior spirit that you don't even recognize. You don't even know what had transpired within you. They call it the phoenix rising. The phoenix, you tapped into that energy. And you went brick by brick and built yourself back up the right way. You didn't take no shortcuts. You didn't try to, do things easy and take the easy route. And no, you didn't do none of that. You did it literally brick by brick, level to level, faith to faith. Because this relationship, this person, this thing made you feel so low that you had to fight your way out of that miry clay, that dark, deep, heavy clay, to get out of that. You had to retrain your mind and how to think and what to think about you. You had to change those things, those mindsets, those belief systems that this person projected and other people in your life projected along the way. You worked on yourself. And I like to also say, Rudy to the Tootie. You worked on you. A lot of it wasn't easy. You know it wasn't easy. But God is saying again, this because this person came in your life and lied and manipulated and used and abused and neglected and, did all kinds of things to you. God is saying, look at the relationship in a different way. Because without it, you wouldn't be where you are. Look at it for what it is. See, without this person taking you there, you would have never known. You would have never been familiar with. You would have never experienced. You would have never been able to see just how that dark place that you were at, how to meet up, how to see, how to align, how to make friends with that energy called the Phoenix Rising, and be able to take that energy and go places that most people would dream of. Stop resenting this person. I'm not saying that what they did was right. I'm not saying that you got to be all bubble gums and no. But God is saying you can't even think about it. It's like a blockage when you look at this person. It's like a blockage when you think back. It's like a blockage. It's like when you think of this person, it just takes you to a whole nother place. Some of you get angry. Some of you get resentful. Some of you get in your feelings when the thought of this person and the things that they had took you through. And God says, no. You ain't got to look at that person like that no more. You ain't got to be like that no more. Go look in the mirror. Every time you think of this person, go look in the mirror. This person is actually hurting. This person is actually crying. This person is actually going through because they actually see that you have reached your potential and went beyond your potential. And that puts them in a low place. And that puts them in a low place that they can never recover. They can never get to their potential. They can never do what you did. You took that situation and took that energy that person placed you in and aligned yourself with the Phoenix Rising, but you also transmuted that energy and took their energy, their negativity, their hate, all of those emotions, transmuted it to something positive and made something out of your life. This person will never be able to do what you did. So God's saying, why? Why do you think this way about this relationship? This relationship saved your life. You went so much further and so far this person still in the same scenario, going woman to woman to woman, man to man to man, same mess. Different day, same mess. But you are forced to be reckoned with, inside and out. You don't speak on it. You don't have to speak on it. You don't do nothing extra. It is what it is. You just be. It is what it is. You don't have to speak on it. God said that that's who you are, and that's who you are. You did the work, and God spoke on it, and it is what it is. But this person is where you used to be. But they could never do what you've done with your life. So why would you even entertain those feelings and emotions concerning this person? Because at the end of the day, you are the winner. You are the MVP, as I like to say. You the most valuable player in this dynamic. You won. You won by being you. You won by healing. You won by transmuting. You won by tapping in to your innermost energy and being determined, brick by brick, to build yourself up out of that clay in spite of this person. A lot of people can't do what you did. So God is saying again, why are you entertaining that? Why are you entertaining that? Let it be. Go look in the mirror. Every time you look at every time you get in your feelings about this person, go look in the mirror. They will never, ever, ever, ever be able to do what you have done. And that is your payback, your revenge, whatever you want to call it. That is what God calls spiritual vengeance. You ain't doing nothing to this person. You don't wish them no harm. The feelings and emotions I'm talking about is their actions, the things they did to you make you feel some type of way. But you don't have no ill wills about this person. You don't wish them no harm. But God's saying that you still have some type of resentments about how they did you. And God is saying, go look in the mirror. If you really knew, really knew how the upper hand that you have in this situation, that this person wished they had your life, they wish they had your strength, they wish they had did it brick by brick. They wish they had did it the way you did it. They wish they could do it the way you did it. But they can't. They're stuck. They stuck in the life that they tried to keep you in. They're stuck in that. So God says, it's all right now. It's all right. You can go ahead on and leave that alone. Let that go. Let them go ahead and be with it, and be and do whatever they're doing, because it don't compare to the work, the dedication, the loyalty to yourself that you did. And you don't have to ever look back. You don't have to wonder, because the work that you did on you set you above, not better than anybody, but it sets you above. And it sets you above, and it sets you higher. So that work that you did, you will never get caught up in that mess that you got yourself caught up in before, because you're no longer on that level. You have risen above that. You know better. So when you know better, then you do better. So it's not about being better. It's about knowing and acting and according and building your life upon that of what you know. And God expecting you to do that and to rise above and live your life in such a way. So with that, God is expecting you, and God is wanting you to start looking at things correctly, because you never would be where you are. You wouldn't have had to be. If life was, you never met this person, and life is just, you would have been the same old, but this person lit a fire within you and made you determined, made you look at yourself and be determined to make it. And without that determination, without that fire, without that it's like you just had a very fiery determination fight to get to where you needed to be, to get out of that situation. And without this person, you wouldn't have had that fire. You wouldn't have had a reason to fight like that. So that, you were never meant to be broken. You were meant to build upon the situation that you were in, and you did that. And God is saying you did more than that. You rose above your potential. You are beyond. You went beyond that. So you don't have to look back and have no ill feelings and emotions about how somebody did you. You don't have to. Because it don't matter how they did you. What matters is where you are right now. And God says that you are above. You have risen above what he thought. See, because we have choices and decisions. We have a choice. We have a free will. And he give us potential, but we have free will. We can just stay where we are, or we can go beyond. And he said you went beyond. Go look in the mirror and look at yourself and be honest about what you see, not what other people see, what you see. And tell yourself the truth. And I'm going to leave it there for real this time. So, like the video, share, hype. Subscribe so other people can be able to, be able to see the videos as well. And if you resonate, or even if you just like the video, put in the comments, I'm no longer broken. I'm built to last. I'm no longer broken. I am built to last. Right? Put that in the comments, and I'll see you the next time on the next one. So, sending you love and sending you healing, and Trinity is